Hi, everyone. I am excited to be here today. There's nothing better than getting to present with one of our best customers who also happens to be a friend. But also today, we do lots of webinars on thought leadership topics, and those are so much fun for us. But we continue to get feedback that people are really interested in just saying the how. How can we implement those best practices on the FMG platform? So today we're doing a quick demo, and we're absolutely fine if people are sending questions in. We will try to audible, but let me kick it off with introductions. So I'm Susan Theder, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer and Experience Officer at FMG. You guys have probably seen me before, but welcome. And if you aren't already connected with me, I would welcome a LinkedIn connection or Twitter. And we have a wonderful guest, Doug Howes, with us today. And I'm going to flip through this because he's going to give a little bit of a background on him and introduce himself in just a second. But here is the handsome Doug Howes and his LinkedIn handle. And today's agenda. So what we're going to do today, so everybody kind of follow along. First, I'm going to let Doug introduce himself, talk a little bit about his business and his decision process when he chose to work with FMG, and he actually chose the Do It For Me program. Then we're going to provide an overview of FMG and our platforms, and we'll be demoing the Do It For Me program, our content collections, reporting capabilities, automations, events, events and webinars, and then our mobile app. So we'll go in that order, but please do ask questions throughout. We love to hear from you. And we are recording this and will make this available. We'll send out the recording in the next couple of days. That's always a question we get. So I am going to start. I'm going to stop sharing now. And let me get off to, where do I go to stop sharing? Sorry about that. Am I still sharing?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Excellent. Well, Doug, the floor is yours. Will you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and what were your marketing challenges when you approached FMG as a possible partner?
I would be happy to, but before I do, what a treat this is to be on the cyber stage with you, Miss Susan, and you, Miss Amy. For a Wednesday early afternoon to talk about marketing, something that I absolutely suck at, which is why I have you doing it for me. As far as our business, the way I would summarize Sapphire Wealth Management is we are a traditional financial planning firm that is trying to take kind of that family office concept and bring it to Main Street. We don't work a lot with the uber wealthy. We are more of a upper middle class type firm, and we have about 250 or 60 clients. About 2/3 to 3/4 of them we actively work with, and my total staff is myself and 2.5 other people. So totally it's 3.5. The half is an intern who also happens to be my daughter. So that's kind of our firm. All 3 of them are my boss, by the way. Yes, I take orders every day. With respect to marketing, with respect to marketing, you know, when in the financial planning space, we look at a couple of different things in terms of like what services do we want to offer to our clients, whether it's investment, insurance, et cetera, et cetera. But we also are put in this role of having to run a business. And in running that business, there's different roles that we have to do. Like someone's got to serve in the CEO role, the CFO, the CTO role, and then of course there's this CMO role. And so it was not long ago that my team and I got together and we started saying, listen, we've got so many different hats. Meanwhile, we're trying to create this really fantastic and positive experience for our clients, but we're doing too many things. What should we be outsourcing? And that happened to be a time that Miss Susan, you and I were at that conference together, and we got talking about this, and you're like, we do this at FMG. And I'm like, FMG is more than just websites? What are you talking about? And that's how I got introduced to this. The challenges we had before was we had a library, but quite frankly, it wasn't a very robust library. The way the materials were written were very formal. It wasn't me. They were
Yeah.
formal, they were hard to navigate. It was clunky to get to distribution. There was just a lot of things that went into it before we were ever able to get the information out. So what did we do? We started doing it all ourselves, where I was trying to write content, which I'm not a very fast writer or good writer, so that took forever. And we had the whole team searching the web, looking for, cute dogs to post on our social posts. The end result was we weren't getting a lot of traction. We weren't really promoting our brand, and the way that we were promoting it wasn't really who we were.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am going to just share 2 slides that I thought were really interesting. And some of you may have seen these before. Let's see. Does everybody see that? Amy, can you see that?
Yep.
So there was a YChart study on communications, and this may or may not surprise you, but they asked, it was a huge survey of investors, and they asked, how well does your advisor communicate with you, or how frequently? And as you can see here, from their perspective, you may not think this, but from their perspective, 2/3 feel that their advisor communicates very infrequently or infrequently. And then when you look at the impact of that, it's both on prospects' decisions to work with you, as well as your clients' decisions to refer. So the question was, would more frequent personalized communication give you confidence in your financial plan? And overwhelmingly, yes. And so that's just communications and the impact it has on really satisfaction and engagement. But then also, which is super important, of course, is would you consider your advisor's frequency of communication when thinking about retaining his services? And almost 90%. This is huge. So when Doug talks about the challenge of communicating, the challenge of building the brand through content, I can't emphasize enough how important this is to your business. So with that, I will stop sharing. And Doug, I'd love to hear, when you went to FMG and you were hearing about all the packages that we have, you ended up choosing Do It For Me. Do you want to just talk about, your decision-making process, what it was about the Do It For Me package that appealed to you, and maybe just a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, I'm happy to. So as an advisor and a business owner, there's a lot of commodities out there that I can get more of. I can get more clients. Granted, I believe I'll get more clients faster with a professional marketing plan and a system, but I can still get more clients. I can generate more revenue. But there's one commodity or currency out there that I can't create more of, and it's the one that's the most valuable to me and probably everyone on this webinar, which is our time. I can tell you, for me, and probably just about everyone out there, January 1st of every year, all of my time is already consumed for the entire year. I have no extra time whatsoever. So if I'm going to take something new on, it is in replacement of something that I'm currently doing. And so it better be more valuable. This is the first time in a long time where I've entered into a program and it's actually saved me time. You have effectively created time for us, which when I went through and did all the research, that was the real catch for me, was I think I can create time that I can then reinvest wherever I want in my life. It could be into other things like marketing, like you guys were talking about now, doing webinars. It may be other parts of my business, or maybe just time with my family. Either way, it's the most valuable currency I have that I can't create more of.
And so you were saying before the Do It For Me program, and I think also you had mentioned to me that you understand, you were already aware of the value of content marketing as it relates to building your brand, attracting prospects, nurturing clients, and the importance of communication. So you were looking for a solution for that. And obviously Do It For Me and the content that we provide was something that attracted you, so you don't have to put the time in. And I think did you say, tell me if I'm wrong, that you were spending, 15 hours a month, if not more, and that got brought way down so that now you're able to do some of the discretionary things that you weren't able to get to?
Yeah, we're really good at tracking things around here. And so we were on average spending between 10 and 15 hours a month on our marketing efforts. So call it 12 and a half just to split the difference. And it's interesting because if you look back, and I encourage anyone, I started with DIFM in January. So go back to 2022 and beyond on any of our sites on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you want to go, and you'll see a noticeable difference. And I know this to be true because for the first time in my career, I actually have clients commenting on our social presence. So sometimes this is hard to put a number to, right? We as advisors, we do a seminar and it's like, okay, I paid 6,000, I got 5 referrals and it led to $1 million in new assets. That's not how social marketing works. That's not how this marketing works. It's not as easy to put a figure on it. But going through the tax season, I can tell you we had upwards of a dozen clients comment on the change in our social media presence in a positive light. Because let's face it, they're proud when they get to see me. It's a sense of honor for them when they see us on the public stage, so to speak. So we're at about 10 to 15 hours a month. And I don't know if, well, you'd want to know this, I think. For last month, I spent a total, so for our July marketing, I spent a total of 2.5 hours with my DIFM program. And I've got more content going out, better content going out. I now have a blog that goes out. I have emails where people are responding to them, and our response rates from all these different sources are absolutely through the roof compared to what we used to be.
Oh, that's so cool. So you talked about, I think you mentioned once to me that something about the open rates, like what they were before and what you're seeing now, and you felt like it was shocking.
Oh, so check this out. You'll like this one, right? Social media, and I'm talking just educational content, not anything I personalize. Miss Susan and Miss Amy, our impressions rate was somewhere around, I'm gonna push the number up, 60 to 80 impressions. Now, when I do educational material, nothing to do with me, my face isn't on it, anything, we are averaging 150 to 175 impressions. And if I customize it by putting my image or video of me included in the material, we're ranging, and if my specialist, William, who's a rock star, William, if you're out there, shout out to you. If I'm misinterpreting the number, please let me know, but we're averaging between 400 and 550 impressions if we put something relative to the firm that people can identify with.
And I think open rates were like in the 50s, 60s or something, right?
Yeah, we were pretty standard. The industry average, you guys know this, but for folks that are on the webinar, industry average for our emails going out is at about 25, 26, 27%. If the data, okay, yep, I see the nod. So let's call it 25%. We're averaging just under 50% open rate, and the value of that, because someone's going to end up asking this question, well, what is, how does this help you with growth, right? And it's a great question,
Yes.
it's a question, but the fact that 50% of the people, and it's more than just my clients on these emails, it's clients, prospects, general people, COIs, CIOs, et cetera, 50% of them are opening this, tells me their view of us as their primary source for financial content, information, data, and education. We are hitting at a very high pace for that.
Totally. And it ties back to the slides that I showed about YCharts. People choose to refer you when you are top of mind, when they have high perception of you. And frequency is the key. Just like anything in marketing, it's frequency and recency. You can't expect to send out an email with a call to action and say, well, I got X percent, I got a X percent click-through rate. That's the return on investment. Content marketing, and for advisors, this really is the core, is the long game. It is about staying in touch in front of prospects, clients across multiple mediums. And we're about to show you the platform. So enough with that. Let's segue into, Doug, you mentioned timely content. Amy, let's go into the platform and show, let's show the content library. We've had some questions about that. And let's say, for example, I want to, something's happened in the news and I would like to send an email out. Maybe let's use the example of last time the Fed met and paused interest rates. What would I do?
Okay, so we're going to go into the exclusive collection is for DIFM, and we just recently did a post here. Let's choose the June timely email.
Let's, I thought in the DIFM one, we were going to show, weren't we going to show the Fed pausing rates? Well, either one is fine.
This is the one. Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Pausing rates.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, I forgot to introduce Amy. Amy Galley is, she's like, I've worked with her at multiple companies. She is my right hand, and she is helping us with the demo. She's head of product marketing here at FMG. What you can't see perfectly on the screen is that box there is her logo. So whatever your branding is goes at the top of the email. This is a preview of what the email would be. So let's say you wanted to do something on, the Fed met and you're like, I want to send something out. This is in there right after it happens, is, within hours. If you go to the top, you look at it, you're like, this looks great. I want to send it out, but I want to make some edits. So Amy, close me out of this. I want to use this, but I'm going to make some edits. Okay. So then you just click on edit email, and it's just like a Word document. And I can click in and just say, as expected, or, as you know, the Fed paused, da, 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 da. You could change hello to hi, whatever it is, super easy to edit. And now I want to send it out. So that took me a second. I schedule the email. The first thing it'll ask me is who I want to send it to. So one of the cool things about the platform is that it has bi-directional sync with Redtail, with Wealthbox, with Microsoft Dynamics, with Salesforce, eBix, pretty much anything. So it's the easy button. You push a button and your contacts come in, including your groups and tags. So all of them would just show up in here. If you wanted to send this to a certain group, you would click a group, or you could send it to all your contacts. For a timely, I think I'd send to all. And then I hit next. And the next thing it's going to do is say, do you want to send it now or in the future? For a timely, I want to send it now. And then the next thing it's going to do is tell me that it's going to be sent on this date. Yes, yes. Or an email, like let's say a new client onboarding campaign, which is one of our most popular sequences. A lot of people will come in and they'll make a couple edits to make it work for their system. I think, Doug, you did that, right? So it's like a 12, I think it's like a 8 drip email sequence that is designed to go to every one of your new clients to give them an amazing first year experience specific to their journey in the first year. So Doug customized the sequence to his business. Obviously, each of you has some nuances. Then he just checks this box saying, think you might send this email again. He checks it, and now it's saved in his library. So for the next client, he just goes in and can send it. So it saves your edits, but in this case, we're not going to save it because it's timely. And then you'll see we've gotten some questions about the compliance piece. This will, because you've edited it, it automatically routes to compliance. For all of the major independent broker dealers, we have compliance workflows built in. So this will, the edits that you made become highlighted, and email goes to alert your compliance team that you've got an email that needs to go out. It highlights just those little changes, and they go in and they click a button and out it goes. If you don't make any changes, it just goes straight out. So that is our email system. Let's pop back out. I'd love Doug to talk about, I think you met with Will, your Do It For Me marketing specialist, yesterday. Tell me a little bit about that monthly meeting, what you do in that meeting, what you get out of it, and then we'll show you a little bit more about the platform.
Yeah, I'm happy to. So double shout out to William Gunn. He is an absolute superstar. Love the guy desperately. So he is the one that Susan and Miss Amy allow to go to bed at night worrying about my marketing. So he is my dedicated marketing specialist. He schedules a monthly meeting with me. That's fabulous because it keeps me in tune as the CEO with what we're doing from a CMO perspective, both currently and in the future relative to what our marketing plan is. Things that we go over typically, number one, the figures, the numbers. What is the open rate? What are the impressions? What is the content that they're opening? Like, one of the cool things that I've learned since January is my clients, as you would expect, are fluid. They're always changing what's interesting to them. Of course, during tax season, it was about tax. So we can simply increase the amount of content going out on the topics that are important to my clients. So we really are getting as close to a customized program as we can without me producing it. So we start with the data, we look at the data, then we talk about different things that are coming down the pike, so to speak, at FMG that I should be considering. Right now, William has been talking a lot to me about getting into the webinar marketing. I haven't been doing it. The last 3 meetings, he's been dripping on me. I said, keep bringing the hammer. I'm a slow mover, but one day you'll get me there. And it's great because when he makes the suggestion, he validates it in facts. But yesterday was really interesting because, and you guys know this, you have this app on my phone that I have not launched once. Till yesterday, William's like, all right, we got to get you into the app. And I made my first post. I'm happy to report to you, my first social post from the app. It took me all of, I don't know, maybe 25 seconds. It was one about mortgages and talking about compliance. I'll throw a shout out on this one. Within, I think it was 90 minutes, it was through my compliance department and live on our sites. Pretty cool stuff.
That is so cool. All right. I don't know where to start. Let's go to metrics really fast, Amy. So for somebody that's sending out an email and you want to see how it performed, we know you guys are metric oriented, so we have a way to do it. And it's actually very cool because you can see, we'll go down to, I'm trying to concurrently answer questions. And I realize I've just been emailing an individual back this whole time when I've been meaning to answer to everyone. All right, so let's say the Q2 stock rally email. Okay, so actually let's go to the summer check-in. The summer check-in, 7 people were in this distribution. Obviously, this is a test account that got a 43% open rate. It had a 0 click-through rate and a 0 unsubscribe. That's the overall performance. If I want to drill in, I click on summer check-in. And now I'll see each of those 7 recipients. I can sort or filter by opened, so I can see who opened it right at the top. Let's say, for most of the, for some of the emails, you're sending it to hundreds of people. So it pulls up who opened it, or you might be interested in who didn't open it. And then you could actually, if you were meeting with this person, or meeting with any of these people, you click on history and you can see for any of the individuals in your contact list, all the emails that they've engaged with or not engaged with, and you can filter by open or click through. So you get a lot of data that can really inform meetings. It can inform future communication strategy, or as Doug said, it informs some of the topics that he thinks about posting on social, and it informs us in terms of what we're writing about. So let's go back to, let's see, where are we going? You know what, Amy, let's stop sharing. And Doug, one of the other things that people love about FMG, which is it's not exclusive to Do It For Me, is our automations. And I think you are using some of those, and our Do It For Me specialist will help you pick them and set them up. But I think you mentioned the monthly video. Do you want to talk about some of the automations you use?
Yeah, I'm happy to. We do use a number of automations, including the monthly economic update video, which I think goes out on the 7th of every month or whatnot. You mentioned another one that we consider to be an automation is the new client series. When a new client comes on board, you get a year's worth of emails direct from us with different content. We didn't fully customize it. We took what you gave me as a chassis and we personalized it, which that in and of itself, just getting me started saved me some time. But we also do things like birthdays. We do things like anniversaries. With us, our anniversaries aren't the anniversary of when our clients got married to one another. They're the anniversary they married our firm, or our firm married them. So it's acknowledging how many years we've been together with clients to solidify our long-term relationship. There's other automations that we're doing too. What else?
Well, let's show a couple of them. Amy, let's go in and show some of those. They're really cool. One of the most popular is the monthly market insights video. So instead of sending just a text newsletter, and I know advisors love a monthly, weekly, quarterly newsletter, we have one that's a video, and that's really popular. So this is our automation section. You can see in our demo account, Amy has activated a birthday email, which is triggered for every. Well, you can configure it. So you could say, I want this to go to every one of my contacts or any of your groups. She has turned on, yeah, we'll show you that. So for the birthday one, it just pulls up all your groups like any of the other emails that we've done. And then it has a animated card. Let's go to the monthly market insights. So I'm just going to go over the whole page, Aim, quickly. So we've got, okay, we'll just go into it. All right. So this is the monthly market insights, and Aim, let's show one of the emails. So you get the performance on it on this page. And this is what it looks like when it comes in. There's Amy's branding at the top, and then the quarterly market insights. And Amy, let's click on the video and just let it run for a couple seconds. So we get rave reviews from advisors on this, that their clients really like being able to watch something that's animated and tell a story versus reading it.
Boosted by cooling inflation, the prospect of a shift in monetary policy, and enthusiasm over artificial intelligence. The Dow Industrials added more than 3%, while the S&P 500 gained over 8%.
All right, so you get the idea. So we have automations for monthly market insights. There's a monthly video, which is on a particular financial planning topic. I know, Doug, you've liked some of those. We have a quarterly referral series that Amy and I recently just tweaked, and think it's written very softly, the way we think an advisor would want to reach out to clients, but it subtly is asking if they have any friends or know of anybody that might benefit from your expertise. And scroll down. Am I missing any? We have, there's the birthday card. So you could send a printed card as a birthday message that could be automated. Retirement, a holiday card or e-card, and social. So automations are really cool and something that is great just for like your baseline communications. Just turn it on and automate it. All right, let's get out of this and go into events. So Doug, you were mentioning that you're thinking of starting to do webinars. And I think hopefully one of the advantages for you to being part of Do It For Me is you have extra time now to do the additional marketing that can drive leads that you wouldn't have had time to because you were doing the baseline activities of just communicating with clients and posting. So Amy, I'm going to turn it over to you since my voice is getting really boring, and take us through this event sequence. If I wanted to put on an event, how could FMG help me?
Great. The events builder is just super powerful to promote your events. I started one here, the halftime report, but you can see that we have a bunch of different themes for you to pick here. And the great thing is all the content is written for you. Really, you can just customize it for your particular event. So in here, this one that I picked, for example, I picked the halftime report. It's got all the content written for you. I can add any customizations that I want here. It's given me all the—
Can you first just show the, I'd love, like, I don't know if I want to do this seminar, so I want to check it out first.
Let's see. Okay.
If we can show it. So all of the seminars, so we have a library of seminars, and these are webinars, events, whatever you want to call it. And they're, the old fashioned seminar in a box. They've got all of the slides. They've got the talking points. They have been through compliance on our side. Some of them have been filed with FINRA for those that are with independent broker dealers. They have all of the, the handouts that you might need. And then we've built in the workflow on the FMG platform. So this is an example of the mid-market update, which is a great one. And it's July. For anybody that joins FMG, this would be a great one to do. And you can see, for example, on this slide, the forecast of the S&P. It's got by firm and the target, and then you can see the script. So this is guidelines. You're able to, obviously modify this, but it makes it really easy for you to put on a webinar or an in-person event. And I think from a scalability perspective, we would suggest webinars are a great way to start. So Amy, I'm sold. I want to do this one. Show me what I do next.
All right. So we are going to go back into the platform here. Okay, so once I have all my information here, it generates this nice landing page for you with all the information, and that your people can register right here for it. And then you can promote the event. Once you have it how you want, we come in here and we're going to do promote.
Hmm.
And
I just got a question about branding. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Your profile on the FMG platform includes a couple key things I forgot to point out. It includes your branding. So first you're uploading whatever your logo is and your branding and your colors. You're also uploading a picture and you're also uploading your disclosures. And all of those things are applied to anything you use in the platform, including the presentations. So if you used that mid-year market update, it would pull in your logo, your branding. It wouldn't change the PowerPoint template, but that's something you could download and pull it into your PowerPoint template. You just need to put it through compliance. But your logo and your disclosures and your photo are automatically put in there. Sorry.
right. You can see an example of that here. This is the email sequence. So this is my lovely logo here. It's attached to this. And we've scheduled out everything for you based on the date of your event. So I can either use this or I can edit any part of this. And then there's some social that goes along with this. Again, same thing. I can go in and edit it, and it's just the same as the example that we showed earlier. I'm also going to manage all my RSVPs through here. So I can see I actually RSVP'd to my own event here.
I think, have we shown one of the things that is awesome is that it creates a landing page for you. So, Amy, are we able to show that? So
Yeah.
we go through that process of entering, the URL of your webinar, the time, the date, and so on and so forth. Then it creates this landing page so that when the email is sent out to promote the event, or it's posted on social to promote the event, it takes them to this landing page where they can register. So you don't have to create that. And when they go to register, they fill in their information and their name, and a little red dot pops up in your FMG inbox. So you're able to see real time when someone has registered and download that as a spreadsheet. And it also takes anybody that registers out of future emails so that they're not getting invited after they have already registered. So that's pretty cool. Doug, what do you think of this?
Pretty easy. I got to get to the point where I'm doing these, but you can't make it much easier.
Awesome. All right. Anything else on events? I think if not, we did promise to keep this to a relatively quick demo. So the last thing we were going to talk about is the mobile app. Doug, I would love you to talk Amy through your conversation yesterday with Will and what you thought was cool, and she can show how it works.
Yeah, I'm happy to. So I'm new to the mobile app, so I don't know all of its functionality, but the parts that I saw were really kind of neat. And I think I mentioned, if I didn't, I did do my first post yesterday. So all right, so here we're looking at the mobile app. So the two parts that I'm most interested in, maybe the calendar is a third one, but down at the bottom here, you're going to see these different functionalities. One's called custom, the other called headlines. So here's how I understand it to work. Under custom, when I either email or post something from custom, the way it's going to go out is it's going to present me as the expert. So you see there's a social post, whatever this one was. I think this is on the jobs report. So this will go to my social post where FMG is connected with both LinkedIn and Facebook for me. And it's going to come across as if I'm giving the information, and then here's an article to substantiate it. So anything coming out of custom, it's as if I prepared the content. And then if you go back.
Super cool.
Under, yep.
Headlines. The next one, headlines, it's just cut off a little bit there. Screen.
Under headlines, so there's one, US inflation falls to 3%, really cool. Nation news. Now, I didn't see before we clicked if this is a social post or an email. I'm guessing it's a social post. So when this goes out, this is going to go out as an article. So I'm not the expert. I'm sharing information from the expert. And up top, you're going to see this thing called beta, write text for me. And this is fabulous. Don't click it yet. All right, you click
Clicked it too fast.
Here's what
This is
beta does.
this is our ChatGPT integration for all of you that have heard the buzz about ChatGPT. We integrated ChatGPT into the mobile app to help write at least your first draft, if not you like it and it's good as is, social caption, because we know that the caption is really what's critical. We don't want people to, link off LinkedIn to read the article. We want them to think that we're smart for posting. So maybe we'll show it again.
Yeah. Do it again.
All right, here we go.
So now it's given the impression, right, Miss Susan, Miss Amy, it's given the impression that I'm summarizing or providing
That is so
my
cool.
followers with the cliff notes to the total article.
Love it. And that follows our one-click advice that Sam gives all the time, which is to summarize the article in your caption, because LinkedIn doesn't really want people to click off, nor do people really have the attention span that they're going to see something and want to click off. So this is perfect. And I will add, so today, as I think a lot of you know, inflation, the CPI came out as the lowest it has been in more than 2 years. So right now, right before this, I started writing a social post. This is another thing we do for our Do It For Me customers and our content team for all of our customers is writing content as soon as something happens. So for our Do It For Me customers, I'll write something and their marketing specialist is going to post it for them. And for all customers in that timely content box, we've posted new content. You go in there and you can email it, you can create it into a blog, or you can post it on social, or do all three with the click of a button. So that is really cool. I'm going to look through, does anybody have any additional questions? I know we're over our half an hour, so I don't want to keep you longer than needed, but I think I've gotten to most of them. I will share my screen now and go to, let's see, we'll go to the presentation. I just want to show you a few things in our closing comments. So this is, I just want to show, wow, I've got, for some reason, my mouse is very sensitive. Okay. The Do It For Me marketing program, we've talked a lot about, as you know, Doug is a fan, but our overall platform is also, as you can see, extremely easy to use and saves tons of advisors a lot of time. You do not have to have somebody doing it for you, but for many advisors, that is a nice plus and a huge time savings. So for the Do It For Me customers, we are actually doing a group of us get together and we think about the best topics that we can for a given month. We have advisors who give us lots of ideas. Doug will text me at 10 o'clock at night and say, I just thought of a blog idea, or I thought of a social post, and I will turn around and a lot of times write it or add it to the next calendar. So we're writing 3 blogs, usually about 15 social posts. We add optional content. So we'll write, I just wrote something about advisors who are looking to buy other advisors' practices, wrote an email series that would go out to, if you pulled a list of advisors that were aging and might be likely to retire, it's to drive leads for you to meet with them to potentially buy them. We have a niche series that's aimed at COIs, CPAs. We've got a prospecting series, a lot of different content, but every month we're writing it. It gets sent out to our Do It For Me clients. They have the opportunity to edit any of the content, opt out of any of the content, make changes, and then they just get to forget about it. And their Do It For Me marketing specialist sends and executes all that content on their behalf. We also are adding a podcasting script. And I know that Doug has leveraged some of the content to create videos. So there's just a lot of repurposing that can be done, especially since you've offloaded a lot of the work, you have time to do other things that are business generating. So for anyone who's interested in learning more, please email us at marketing@fmgsuite.com. Please follow us, and you can go on our website to schedule a demo if you'd like to see a demo customized to you. But with that, I just want to thank Amy so much for doing the amazing job of navigating the platform real time, which is never easy. And Doug, you are amazing. I know everybody would really just like to ask you 100 questions. So connect with him on LinkedIn. And I don't want to guarantee that he will get back to you on everything, but if you have any questions for Doug, if you connect with him, you can message him and I'm sure he'll give you the full scoop. So with that, thank you so much for joining. We will be sending out a replay and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.